What's up, guys? Commish AceCoach704, also known as the Panthers, here with the Quarter 2 League of Legends Power Rankings. Before I get into this, I just want to say thank you to everyone for your activity in the league, knocking out games, making moves, trades, free agent pickups, all that. We've lost a couple guys along the way that felt like they didn't or couldn't respect the rules of the league, and we'll continue to move guys in and out, as we need. Of course, this is a sim league. We had some discussion on that earlier. Please review the rules. In games, if there are issues, please let me or Pats the co-commish know of what the issue is so we can attempt to get it corrected. Sometimes it's not possible to correct something when it's happening. You guys, especially if you're not streaming. Please stream. I would like to have more guys stream in the league so I can put those games and or highlights up on the site. Every game I play, I put up on the site, just because I don't mind sharing it. So if you haven't seen that, go check it out. This light is bright as hell in my eyes, so I'm gonna try to adjust this a little bit. Um, but like I said, I love the activity in the league. To be in March and be, pretty much full is an accomplishment while other leagues are dying off or having problems keeping members in. And that's a testament to all the guys in the league. Thank you very much. And you veterans, we've been through a restart. We've been through a reshuffle. We got rid of some guys that, just weren't healthy to the league. And, I think this is the best it's been in a long time. So thank you all very much. So now let's get into the rankings. And then always, we're going to have some music. A little NFL prime time here to set the mood. Alright, so we always start from the bottom to the top. Number 32, the San Francisco 49ers, the only CPU team in the league. They're 1-6. The guy just admitted to quitting a game, so of course that's automatic boot out of the league. If you know someone that would like the 49ers, like a challenge, please, go ahead and add them in the chat and we'll get them set up. 31 Indianapolis Colts. I just played the Colts. They play a style that you don't see a lot of. It was a lot of I don't want to call them junk defenses, but defenses that you're just kind of calling just because. Offensively, spread attack, throwing the ball all over the place. So it was a little bit of an adjustment to play them, but he's been here for a while. You know, he's a good dude, but it's a tough year in Indianapolis. Number 30, and the Colts dropped from a spot in the previous poll. I meant to add that in. And the 49ers were last in the previous power rankings also, so no change there. Dropping 17 spots, mainly to being a CPU team for a while. Number 30, the Jaguars. Just picked up a great user in Hans. I know Hans since 2013. We played in a league that doesn't even exist anymore. But we had some battles back in the AFC West. He was the Chiefs, I was the Chargers, and I got a great respect for this guy. And he plays in a lot of different types of leagues here and Madden 16, so he'll be a great asset to the league. Thank you for joining, and he'll make that division a lot tougher and that team a lot better. Dropping 7 spots due to a PS4 issue. Number 29, Denver Broncos, is a buddy of mine. His PS4 is having problems. He's got a young kid, and the kid messed something up on it, and he sent it to get it fixed at one place, and they said they couldn't fix it, so they told him to come get it, and now he's taking it to another place, and they're still trying to figure out what's wrong with it. So the Broncos are on auto because of that. So once he lets me know he's good, he'll be off of auto and he'll be back in the league ready to play. Moving up 3 spots to number 28, the San Diego Chargers. Another team that's been through some users, but I think they've got a guy that's dedicated in there now. I've been making trades to get more speed on his team. Was bragging about draft picks. And he's been acquiring draft picks, and feels like he's gonna make some big hay in the draft and be a better team next year. And there's nothing wrong with that. I always admire guys that want to come in and take a challenge and then make that challenge better. I'm the same way when I join other leagues. So that's much admired, and he's doing a lot with Devin Smith, who I traded with him to get Keenan Allen, who has been impressive. So I think that was a good deal for both sides. No change in their ranking. Number 27, Tennessee Titans. Slim Cracker, I believe is his PSN name. He's already come out and said that I think this is his first league, and he wants to, just do well and get better as the season goes along, and get better for next season. And that's a great attitude to have, especially when you join your first league. So, glad to have him. He's been playing his games, knocking them out, and appreciate you being here. 26, moving up 3 spots, Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City pulled off a hell of a victory over the Lions. And the Lions owner actually posted it in a Facebook group, a Madden Facebook group, and it's gotten over 50 comments about how he should have knelt the ball instead of running it and fumbling. Where the Chiefs picked up and scored a touchdown and got a big win to get them, to a better record. But Chiefs have been active, and he's looking toward next season as well, making some trades and getting draft picks and things of that nature, and shaping the roster the way he wants to make it look. 25, moving down 2 spots, Cleveland Browns. However, they just got a really good owner in there. Cleveland's been through a couple of owner changes and suffered some sim losses, as a result. But the owner in there now is a very good player. He was in the league before, left. Now he's back. I believe his last season in the league, he made the Super Bowl, but lost in the Super Bowl, if I remember correctly. But he's a very good player. He loves to throw the ball, more so than anything else. So Cleveland Browns will be a team on the rise the rest of the season and going into next season. And he's a very dedicated guy, and I appreciate him rejoining the league. 24, Dallas Cowboys moved up a spot. They actually did play a game and won. So that was good to see. But the Cowboys have been victims of some sim losses, some forced losses because not being available, different things. Life happens to all of us. So once he does play, he is a very good player, and he's very active in trying to make trades, no matter how one-sided he proposes them to be. So. So the Cowboys, they'll be a force to be reckoned with in that division, long as time permits him to play his games and get all those in. Number 23, dropping 5 spots from the previous rankings, are the Philadelphia Eagles. I had a hell of a game with the Eagles. It's up on the site if you haven't seen it yet. We called it the game of the year. He went young with that team, and he plays well with Matt Barkley and Zach Ertz at tight end, and defensively throws a lot of different looks at you and keeps you off balance, and those always tough guys to go against. So I have a great respect for the Eagles, and once all this XP kicks in, young guys tend to get it a little bit more than the older guys. So in coming seasons, I think we're going to get 3 or 4 more seasons in. In those later seasons, I think the Eagles are going to be a real force to be reckoned with in that NFC East. Number 22, old school Seattle Seahawks moved up 4 spots from the previous ranking. Of course, the Seahawks are a good team, and old school missed a couple of games earlier on in the season. But, old school, I've known him for a couple of Maddens now. We go back to the previous Madden. We were in a different league together. And he's a very spirited player. He will always say what's on his mind. So like I always say, don't mind him when he goes off in the chat about something. That's just the way he is. And, the veterans know, you take it with a grain of salt and keep it moving. But he's a really good dude. One of the other Charlotte dudes here in the league, along with the Broncos. So, he's great to have in the league. It's always good for some activity, and these Blue Devils do suck, by the way. And I'm saying this before Carolina plays, so if they lose tonight, we still made it further in the ACC tournament. Number 21, moving up 7 spots in the power rankings, are the Arizona Cardinals. This is another veteran of the league. Has been here from the start. He's always been great. Plays his games, win or lose. He has a great attitude. I think Trey has the kid that played hockey and won the tournament. Big ups to him for that. And he's getting better on the field, man. I remember in the previous seasons in the Legends League, he was in a tough division and he was losing, but he would always play his games and get them in, man. And those are the kind of guys that we want here in the league. It's not all about winning. I always, and I used to say this when I coached, it's not just a team, it's not just a game, it's about building a culture and a family. And that's the same thing that we're trying to do here in this league. And guys like the Cardinals make this stuff fun for me. I like having activity and doing these kind of things to reward guys for being active and a good people in the league. And that's what this is all about. Number 20, dropping the spot, Miami Dolphins. Love this guy's name, Fluffy Pillows is his PSN. But he's been active. He's made some moves, and in the AFC East, it's tough to get past the Patriots, man. And he's hanging in there. He's got a decent record. Once we start getting later on in the season, I'll do a playoff breakdown video. But he's right there in the mix for a wild card spot. Appreciate him coming in and being active in the league. We had some people leave the league, and these new guys have come in and done a great job, and he's one of them. Appreciate it. Number 19, dropping 15 spots, mainly due to CPU sims and forced losses, are the Chicago Bears. The Chicago Bears do have a new owner now. Came in during the Bears bye week. I think he's a good guy. He really wants to play. And I think he'll be an asset to the league. Got to see how good he is. He's got a good opponent he's playing this week in the Vikings. So right off the bat, we'll see how good the Bears are going to be. But they're still around 500. They're still in the mix for a wild card spot in the NFC. So I expect to see the Bears move up those rankings once again. And dropping 7 spots to number 18 are the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay has missed some games due to work issues and such, but he's a veteran of the league once again, and I'm kind of surprised he hadn't traded as much for draft picks. He's usually a draft pick king, but being busy, those things happen. Sometimes you can't put all the time in the Madden that you want to, and that kind of happens. But the Packers are still in the mix. They still have a decent record. And, as long as they have time, I expect them to move up these rankings once again, because they got Aaron Rodgers, one of the best guys in the game, and then the Packers. They're a good team. A former number 1 in the rankings has dropped 16 spots. And this was mainly because he was moving, didn't have internet, so he got some forced losses in the New York Jets. They lost a tough game today to the Raiders, and I want to bring up something that happened in that game. Running up the score. Now, I'm going to tell you something, man. And this is not directed just at one person. It's directed at everyone. This is a video game. It's not real life. But number 1 rule in this league is respect your opponent. And I don't care, about XP and all that. We got max XP sliders. I mean, how greedy do you have to be? I mean, come on. Running up the score, all that stuff's not going to be tolerated. I try to give people warnings and stuff, but if that happens and we can verify it, then we're not going to tolerate it. We're not going to tolerate it. But the Jets is a good dude. He's been here, pretty much the whole time. I appreciate him being here, and still a pain in the ass to trade with. Like I said before. Dropping 1 spot to number 16, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And Tampa had a tough loss today to the Falcons, but like I said, anytime anyone gives up their service, armed services, fighting for your country. That's what I'm trying to say. Anytime someone does that, I have a ton of respect for them. Tampa Bay has made the division, you know, even more tougher. Like it wasn't tough enough with the Saints and Falcons and myself, you know, and you can see that in the records. We've all got around the same record. We're just beating up on each other. So, you know, that's how it goes in the NFC South. So it'll be a fight to Week 17 to see who ultimately takes this division. Moving up one spot in the rankings to 15 are the Buffalo Bills. The Bills, we had a previous owner who was, he just wasn't a good dude. He was selfish. He was a selfish dude, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But we got a new guy in here who is active, trying to make trades and shape the roster in his vision. I think he's tried to trade Mario Williams to everyone in the league, and no one wants that $14 million contract for a declining player. So, unless you really like Mario Williams or whatever, you know, you can reach out to him and see if he can make a deal. Because I know he does want to, you know, make trades, and we're very close to the trade deadline. If it's not this week, it's next week. So reach out to him and make those deals. Dropping 7 spots from the previous ranking, number 14, Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens have been pretty quiet. They did have a big win, but they've kind of leveled out to that middle of the pack kind of team. You know, like I said about some previous AFC teams, they're in the mix for that wild card spot. So they gotta, you know, build that consistency and really, you know, stay on it. I know he traded Rashad Perryman, I believe. I never would have traded Rashad Perryman. I don't care. I mean, you guys know how speed is in Madden sometimes. And I say sometimes because there's some ways that you can slow speed down. But, I mean, he's got elite speed. But, you know, you shape the roster in the vision that you want it. And, you know, that's the way he's doing it in Baltimore. So, hey, I can't blame you for that, man. Moving up 7 spots to number 13, Pittsburgh Steelers. We have a new Pittsburgh Steelers owner. He came in, he won a game in big fashion, and he's got a big game coming up against the Bengals. I think it's scheduled to be played tonight. Should be a good game to see who's going to get control of that AFC North division. But from what I've seen so far, this guy's a good dude. He's the kind of dude that we want here in the league. He's been active when he's had his games. You know, he's traveling, but he's communicating to everyone. So I appreciate you being here, man, being an asset to a really good league, which is what we are. Moving up 9 spots, and I begrudgingly did this because I wanted to be nice. Number 12, the Atlanta Falcons, the longtime nemesis of mine. He has played better. He got a big win over the Buccaneers today, 48-24. And like I've always said, as long as Trey plays his games, he's fine. When he doesn't play his games and gets sim losses, that's when he falls behind and he'll barely miss the playoffs. But you know, he's gonna, as long as he plays his game, that's the big thing with him. And he'll trade draft picks because he never drafts. You know, that's the philosophy. So, you know, I can't knock it, but I appreciate him being here. He's been here for, I think, a very long time, if not since the start. Dropping 1 spot to number 11, New Orleans Saints. I got a ton of respect for the Falcons and the Saints as well. I played the Saints so many times, you know, I don't know what else to say. I think we know each other so well that, you know, it's a challenge to come up with new things to run against each other because, you know, it's to the point now. I know he's going to run the ball. I know, you know, he gets in close formations what he's going to run most of the time. And I know when I get in certain situations, he's going to run certain defenses, and he knows my tendencies and I know his. So that's what makes it fun. You know, once you get into those things, it's really like coaching, and you got to kind of, you know, come up with something different sometimes. And that's what this is a sim league about. It's not about running the same damn plays all the time. It's about mixing your stuff up, using strategy to win games, and that's what, you know, that's what we're about. Number 10, yours truly, Carolina Panthers, moved up 7 spots. We've won 3 games in a row ever since I lost to Tampa Bay and got in the lab because I had been really busy with a lot of stuff and I hadn't really been playing or, you know, practicing like I normally do. So got in the lab, won 3 in a row. We made some deals to enhance our roster. Picked up Keenan Allen from the Chargers. Made a trade last night to get Taylor Gabriel from the Browns, gave us some speed in the slot that we gave up with Devin Smith going to the Chargers in that deal. Made some moves to improve the offensive line. Picked up right guard John Asamoah from the Chiefs. Found Jake Long in free agency, short up right tackle. Only holds the secondary, and that's not going to be fixed till the off season. So we'll try to make it with smoke and mirrors, and sneak in the playoffs and try to get hot. But I like where I am right now, 4-3, and 3-game winning streak. It's good. Number 9, tough loss last night for these guys, but they moved up 5 spots in the rankings nonetheless. The Detroit Lions. He's been a great guy since he's joined the league. He's been active. He's played his games. He's reached out to guys, communicating well. He's been a great find, and recruited him from a Facebook group, excuse me. And he's been really good. So I appreciate you being here, man, and being active, and doing things the right way. It's much appreciated. Dropping 2 spots to number 8, a guy we had to boot last night, Minnesota Vikings. Don't like that kind of attitude that was displayed. Once again, I apologize. That stuff was posted in the main chat. But schedule your games. You knew what the situation was. Let your opponent know. Let me know. We try to work something out. But to have that kind of attitude is not going to fly in here. This is a league we play for fun. It's a sim league, and plain and simple, that's the way it's going to be. But we got a great new Vikings owner in here. He was previously the Cowboys in the old Legends League. He made the Super Bowl the first year. I think he made the playoffs again another year. I don't think I've ever beat him. He's very tough to play. He plays a style that you don't see too much in this Madden, and it's an adjustment to play that. So I'm glad you're back, Sanzo. Moving up 2 spots to number 7 in the rankings, the New York Giants. The Giants have gotten a couple sim wins, but they lost a tough game to the Cowboys, which could have pushed them higher in the rankings. But they got a big game tonight against the Saints. I think that's going to be a really good game to watch and see who wins that one. He's been successful before in the league. I think he's a good offensive player. Tough to stop sometimes on that side of the ball. Good scheme. He does schedule his games, reach out to guys. He's been here a while also. So I appreciate you sticking with us and being here. Moving up 18 spots, mainly because they picked up a user that has won, some games, and that's the Washington Redskins coming in at number 6. We had a discussion about sim play, and the thing about it is, there's sim leagues and there's non-sim leagues, and I hope that you will understand, Mr. It's Past Redskins, that this is a sim league, and I think I play you in a couple of weeks, and we will see what is being said is true or not about these money plays or whatever it is. I know there are times some people will complain just because, but whatever. Either way, you've won your games. That's to be commended. That's why you're number 6 in the league. Plain and simple. And that NFC East is going to be an interesting race, coming down the stretch. Number 5, moving up 7 spots, Cincinnati Bengals, our resident thug and weed head. Footer from the I think Cleveland, Ohio area, but I say that all in fun. He's a very good guy. He's a very good player. He's been dedicated to the league for a while, and I appreciate you having him. I can't even talk. Appreciate you being here and keeping things lively. It's always good to hear some different perspectives sometimes about different things. And Footer brings that to the league, so that's awesome. Moving up 1 spot to number 4, the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders have come in and they've been successful in winning games, and they've also made some moves, acquiring a lot of draft picks, um, giving up some good players, but believes scheme over players, which that's a strategy. It's a philosophy, I should say. Some guys are like that. They think their scheme is strong enough to overcome good players. And hey, he's number 4 in the rankings for a reason, so props to you. Just don't run the score up no more. Number 3, I think one of the biggest surprises, moving up 5 spots, the St. Louis Rams. I think he pulled a Lou Holtz when he came in and said he wasn't a good player. I think he really was. Leading the NFC West and winning games with defense. I think the Rams are one of the top defenses in the league when I was looking at the numbers. So, hey, not much else to say. Props to you, man. You've done a really good job. And coming in and dominating your division. That's the key to getting to the playoffs. Winning your division and maybe even getting a bye. Because right now I think you're the leader in the NFC. So that's awesome, man. Good job. Number 2, New England Patriots. Our co-commission here has moved up 1 spot from the previous rankings. Always been a good player. Always been deep in the playoffs. I don't think he's made a Super Bowl in here. But he's always made a couple AFC Championship games, divisional rounds, things of that nature. Always making damn sneaky ass trades. I give some advice, but it's all good, and he'll be there in the end. I don't have any doubts about that. And moving up 1 spot, number 1 in the rankings, and he doesn't brag about it. Probably because he's a coach. Coaches, they just get the job done and they keep it moving. Now I have a ton of respect for that. Houston Texans, like I said, I played him week 2. Very good defensive player. When you're undefeated with Brian Hoyer at quarterback, I mean, good God. You got to be number 1 for that. That's just insane. He's an average QB. When he gets it done with his scheme, he scores enough to win, and he'll shut you down on defense. So, that is the quarter 2 League of Legends power rankings. In a couple of sim weeks, probably a week time, or a little more in real life, we'll have the quarter 3 power rankings. As we get closer to playoffs, we'll have the playoff breakdown video. And coming up very soon, after the trade deadline, I will do my every team breakdown overview, which I usually do at the beginning of the season, but with so many trades and everything, I'm going to start doing it after the trade deadline, where I sit down and I go through every roster there is in the league and pick out the good players, possible star rookies, who's leading, what in stats, things of that nature. It's a marathon of a video. And I usually put timestamps in it, so you have to sit here and listen to me rant on for 2 hours unless you're just that damn bored. But, like I said, thanks to all of you guys for being active at this point in the league. And as long as you guys are active, I'll continue to do these things like this and enhance, what is a very good league. And we've been top 20 on Daddy Leagues in the past, and I'm sure we'll be there again as other leagues drop off or other guys leave, so forth and so on. So, once again, thank you very much for watching. You guys at the top, congratulations. You guys at the bottom, keep working hard to strive to move up. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.